What it do, boys? And one girl, maybe. Happy fucking Monday to everyone. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. This is quite an unusual one for old Frankie. I haven't been on on a Monday in a little while. But hey, we're gonna give it a go. First, fourth, fifth, sixth, 69th. You sad fuckers. How you doing, Chris Gray? What's good, Antec? Good to be back so soon. I felt like yesterday's one was a little bit short. Well, we've got a few new, well, not new guests, but like a few different guests today. So let's see how it do. How you doing, Big Docs? You drunken skunk, you. Rambling Dad, how's it going, bro? Shout out to the Rambling Dad's channel. If you're just popping up here, my Scottish brother over there. Well, kind of Scottish. Give my man a shout over there. He's got a great channel. Big part of the Fight Week show as all. We'll get into the thoughts on 316 overall. Giuliano and Combat Casual are about to come in, so we'll give that a look. The Mighty Guru show was a banger. I've seen some of it. There were a few parts of it that were really, really good. I mean, that was a combination that was destined to not fail. I'm surprised there's been so much clapback about those two collaborating, to be honest. It's a bit strange to me. There was a part in particular I saw I saw with Guru taking the piss out of how Juliana Pena fights, which was pretty hilarious. That was pretty great. I'm gonna be letting the guests in a second. I just thought I'd warm everyone's balls up first before we get going. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what those two can do together. Looks like it's got a lot of potential. And the Rambling Dad's link is in the description. If you guys could give the dude a you know what? I'm gonna talk to Idaho about this when he comes in, actually, because I've been trying to link his channel for ages and I've been subscribed to him for a while, but because I couldn't find him on my list and I've been meaning to add him to the description for a while now. I don't like Guru, to be honest, but the hate for the collab is weird. I'm one of those very, yeah, I think you're very similar to me, and like I kind of jumped on the Guru subscription wagon quite early. I discovered him when he was at about 500 subs. And I used to follow him a lot back in the day. I still watch the odd videos of his. I think he's been I think his rise has been sensational. And I'm nothing but happy for the guy. He's clearly really good at what he does. His knowledge is great. He sometimes has little missteps every now and then, but for somebody who streams and makes as much content as he does, you're bound to do that every now and then. The Anne Frank Juliana Pena show would be bonkers. It would make it. It would be a one episode season for sure. But it would be entertaining while it happened. I think I could make her crash out. I don't get very much credit as a troll. I haven't really shown that side of myself much. But when I hate somebody, I can go in really hard. Ask the bitches. That's all I'm gonna say. Thanks for dropping Combat Casual's link, Paradox. I appreciate it. You are doing Westy's job. I might have to demote that fucker if he doesn't get his act together. I expect him to be on top of every link every time. All right, now that things are nicely warmed up, I'm going to let the boys in and we can have a little bit of a chat. We'll try to keep up with the up with the chat as much as we can. All right, boys, how's it going? How's it do?
Going good. How you doing, Frank?
Hang on a second. Let me get. I just realized I'm not connected. Wait, there we go.
Yo, Frankie.
How's it going, bro?
It's good, except you should probably be where I'm at. Like, you remember that fight companion we did with Bodak, where like the first half, like my face was here, and like all you could see was me screaming for fucking Matt Schnell to beat Jimmy Flick.
Yeah, it was quite endearing how you gave such a shit about such a fuck about such a meaningless fight.
Bro, it was well. First of all, it was a disagreement with Bodak's AI. Well, also though, what I'm getting at, Frankie, is that you should probably be on the bottom, like or that's wow, that sounded gay as hell. Sorry. Fucking yeah, no, I gave a shit about it because that was a disagreement between me and Bodak's AI that like I wanted one back after I think he had two up on me on that card. But anyway, um yeah, so who were you saying that you were gonna troll, Frankie?
Oh, Juliana Pena.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
I've been a Juliana Pena hater from the beginning. So
Yeah, she's hateable for sure, but she's like Frankie, like, if you're gonna go down that road, you should you should hit Macy Barber next. Because I
no,
mean, there's
no,
all the
I've hated her for a long time as well.
no. I'm saying, like, I'm saying, like, if you're gonna troll someone directly, like, I mean, there's all the titty implant jokes,
Again, I'm not going down that road. We all know how I feel in general about titty implants. I like to encourage it as much as possible.
Sure.
If I was gonna go at her for something, it wouldn't be for that. How you doing, Idaho?
No, not
Hey,
not
bro.
for getting titty implants. That's like, I mean, I stand with you on on that, but like about muling cocaine, in them and having that burst and cause a seizure. I mean, that's just that theory is lended credibility.
I think you're the only one who's pushing that narrative. To be fair,
I can't. I thought there was a Bloody Elbow article about it or something. But
okay.
yeah. Anyway,
How you doing,
dude.
bro?
So I was informed by Paradox literally 3 minutes ago, or I can't remember if it was a Good Noodle or Paradox. It was in a group chat. So Manel Kopp's out against Royval and Joshua Van is in.
Yeah. I'm glad you're going to bring this up because I actually managed to stick it in the thumbnail just in time. There's obviously been a lot of talk about Joshua Van fighting, or a lot of people pushing for him to fight Moreno, but obviously with this pullout, he's going to
Honestly,
be the guy.
Moreno would be an easier fight for him. I think like as much as good as he just looked, it's hard to imagine Royval not eventually getting him down. You know, I mean,
I
I
don't
would.
necessarily think. I think either of them is going to be a big step up. Idaho, what do you reckon about this one?
I see Giuliano's point. I think that Royval is obviously more dangerous in the strike. Or sorry, Moreno is more dangerous in the striking. Will accommodate Joshua Van's style more. And he is correct. Like Royval is just a menace on the ground, and he never stops. But I think Joshua Van has really good takedown defense.
He
I
does.
like
It's gotten so much better too.
the matchup in theory. I just don't really like Joshua Van fighting on super short notice. But the kid's young, so it's not really gonna hurt.
Yeah, he also took no damage in that Bruno Silva fight, but I thought that was gonna be a much harder fight for him. I had him winning, but also though, it's like the thing with his takedown defense is that like the sum of his grappling is takedown defense. Like
Yeah.
kind of like like I mean, it's a kind of a weird comparison, but it's like somebody like Alex Pereira and like where it's like no matter how much they train, it's like I mean the thing with Joshua Van though is he's still young and that might change, but like it's not gonna change between now and fucking in that fight.
Yeah, the flip side of that is like Bruno Silva he's a very well-rounded fighter as well.
Yeah,
And
Bruno. Yeah, flyweight Bruno Silva is good. Like people forget that because of how Manel Kopp styled on him, and now he just got finished by Van. But he's he's no joke. I mean, he finished Cody Durden, which Van couldn't do. So it's like but but yeah, that's bad MMA, man.
Yeah, I don't really like a matchup for him with either of them. To be fair, I think it's a bit too early. Like, if you're gonna be fighting either of those guys, you want like a full camp. And I think chances are, if he goes in against either of them now, he's probably going to get decisively beaten. And it kind of depends on where you look at the trajectory of his career could go from there, because it could be worth a long shot. He's got nothing to lose in that sense, because he's not really very highly ranked, and he's fighting two guys that are established. If he goes in there and looks decent, it's not going to be bad for him. If he goes in there and wins, it's going to be enormous for his career.
Yeah.
But my fear with Van is like it might be too much too soon, and it could be very damaging for him if he gets absolutely wiped.
Royval credit for like taking Joshua Van on short notice. And
I think
just being down for the fight too. I feel like, but yeah, I see your point, Frankie.
Well, no, I think it's very good for we all see what we've got with Joshua Van at the moment. Like, he probably was the outstanding performer on that card, and if he carries on the way that he is, he's gonna be a relative star over the next few years. So if he gets him now while he's a little bit green, it's a really good name to get on your CV, and he'd be heavily favored over him.
Yeah,
and it still gives him a case to say, I stepped up, I took on a guy that perhaps hasn't earned it yet. So for Royval, he seems to have every advantage.
Well, the thing, okay, so first of all, like, yeah, I mean, so for like Tetsuro Taira, the Royval fight was, I mean, taking Royval to a split decision is like, I mean, Tetsuro Taira's got a future, and I think he's only a year older than Ben. On Royval's end, it's like, yeah, I mean, everything you just said is true, but the problem if you're Brandon Royval is that, like, you're in, like, kind of like almost like a Max Holloway at featherweight position, where it's like you're ranked first, right? I think he is, actually. But, like, the current champion has beaten you twice. So, another Royval title shot, it's like he, there's nothing they can do with him except like put him up against, like almost like use him to, as like a stepping stone.
As a litmus test, yeah.
Yeah, and like, and that's a shitty position to be in, if you're one of the best in the division. But, like, I mean, that's another thing too. It's like, I mean, I think Kai Kara France could be Pantoja. Like, this Kai Kara, like, the difference between Kai Kara France between that like 5-round fucking, I mean, he got robbed against Amir Albazi, but he also didn't look fantastic. And then knocking out Steve Erceg, which neither Pantoja or Moreno could do, or even come close to. Like, I think he actually wins against Pantoja. Well, it's like kind of early for me to say that, but it's definitely possible.
I don't know. I mean, I know the Steve Erceg win looked really good, but like, it hasn't aged as well.
It's like it's a completely different style of fight too. Like,
yeah,
Pantoja's gonna
true. That's
swing him.
That is true, but I disagree that it hasn't aged well. If you look at Moreno versus Erceg after that, and Erceg was giving, I mean, that was a really difficult fight for Moreno by comparison, and by comparison to the Pantoja fight, like, people, I mean, of course, Guru, but like even people that were like more sensible about it were saying that Erceg got robbed. I mean, I obviously don't agree, but still.
Yeah.
Yo, you said Joshua Van was like that was a standout performance on 316.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely one of them. Dude, how about Azamat Mirzakhanov, like, doing exactly what, like, he was supposed to do so well?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I love the performance. I just didn't. I wasn't as. I thought it was too much of a layup considering where he's at in his career. He should be fighting way higher up.
I know, and it pissed me off that, like, I mean, because the Johnny Walker fight would have been great, dude. Just first of all, just the height difference. Like, Mirzakhanov knows how to.
He would have killed
Johnny Walker. I agree, and And it would have been, but like, you know, that I mean, Johnny Walker at this point, dude, he just feeds highlight real KOs to the other fighters. Like,
It would have
you
been
know,
another
like,
one. It would have been another him folded up in the
It would have
corner.
been so sweet.
bro, does
You
he
know
have
what's weird,
the?
bro?
Tasered.
Brinson Ribeiro, he just fought like. So I've been noticing a lot, and I don't know if I dislike it, but have you guys noticed that like so many fighters are stepping in on these cards like 4 weeks, 1 month, like within like a
Yeah,
month frame? Like so many fighters are being booked.
It feels like they've dropped the
back to
ball a
back.
little bit. It feels
What's
like
that?
well,
they
I
have. Like they're
mean,
not. If it feels like they're not taking the I don't know, the booking side of it as seriously as they have done in previous years. It feels like they're sort of
I don't know
stringing
if I
stuff
agree with
together more.
that. I mean, I'd rather have. Okay, so Johnny Walker was out, right? I don't remember why, but he's out, right? So it's like, would I rather have one less fight on that card and not see Mirzakhanov fight anybody and get set back in time at the age of 36, or fight Ribeiro? I'd rather see him fight Ribeiro.
Well,
Yeah,
I understand that, and that's why I said I don't know if I hate it, because you want
yeah,
to
it's
see
like,
guys fight. You want to see them like maximize their earning potential, maximize their career time. But at the same time,
yeah.
like it's like, did we really need to get Azmat Mirzakhanov a fight on this card? Like, was that?
I mean,
So
you kind of
and,
did because you had a fight get canceled earlier, you
I
know, in the
understand.
year.
You know, this card is one thing, a pay per view, sure.
Yeah, no,
But,
I
like,
get what you're saying overall, though.
last
Yeah,
week was Macy Barber versus Blanchfield. And like I think like there was like 3 fighters that had fought like less than a month. It's like, do we really
dude, the card before 316 will go down not just this year, but probably in history as the worst UFC card of all time.
I mean, there was a UFC card where they literally every fight went to a decision and they couldn't air it on the pay-per-view because they ran out of time. So like, I mean, I understand what you're saying, like worst, most irrelevant card in history, but I think calling it, just declaring it the absolutely worst card in UFC history.
I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit. Dustin Jacoby.
No, and I think some of the fights were actually all right. We got some knockouts. I don't think it was a particularly poor card. It was just like a terrible ending.
Yeah, the worst. I mean, that's like literally the worst. Now,
there have been in my opinion, there have been more boring cards this year.
I don't agree with that, man. I think, like, I mean, dude, first of all, I know how much, Frankie, I know how much you love WMMA, bro, but like, you have to admit that there have been way more finishes in women's.
All right, let's think about this here. We got in the co-main event, we got Brahimaj standing guillotining.
It was an extremely violent.
That's that was a crazy upset though too. Like the guillotine.
Yeah, but it was in terms of like, if you were gonna bring a casual of the sport in to watch for the first time and they saw somebody do that, it would highlight how exciting.
Yeah, no, definitely agreed.
And the fight before that, you had Jacoby and Bruno Lopez.
Yeah, the Jacoby fight
pretty much a slugfest.
I mean, it was a first round knockout, but yeah.
I mean, Zachary Reese and Todorovic was not a great fight. I mean, it wasn't a great technical fight, but it was two guys getting in there and scrapping it out.
Zachary just brought his wrestling shorts to the game. It was not like, or
it wasn't a horrible fight.
Todorovic wanted to grapple, and like I was expecting them to just swing him. But Jordan Levitt got a sick sub.
Yeah.
Sick sub. And then if you look at the first fight of the night, when those two random slags scrapped it out, that was a great fight as well. That ended up getting fight of the night, which you don't really see that often. I know it's not a good reflection on the card that the opening fight gets fight of the night, especially when it's 2 women's MMA fighters. I mean, but it was a great little scrap.
It was a super irrelevant card, like nothing.
Yeah.
That's more what it was. It was bad in terms of there's no storylines coming.
You know what? Gamrot versus
there was excitement.
Klein was bad. Like, I think Gamrot is one of those fighters that needs to be purged from the rankings.
No, I disagree. I strongly disagree with that.
Really?
I'm a big Gamrot fan. I think that the way that the guy, if you're a fan of like somebody who chains wrestling together and gets in very decent positions, he put on a masterclass against a very dangerous opponent. I enjoyed the fuck out of that fight. I think that would have been worthy of like a main event. If you're like a purist of the sport and you enjoy watching it for every aspect of it, I think there was a lot about that to enjoy.
All right, so I mean, potentially, like there was, but like all right. So let me clarify what I mean by when I say he needs to be purged from the rankings. I don't mean like he just needs to disappear. I mean he instead of getting somebody like Ludovic Klein, it's like give him somebody like I like so for example like Alvarez versus Grant Dawson is a great fight that's coming up, right? I think though that that fight's happening a little bit early versus like having get like someone needs to take Chandler out. Someone needs to take Darius. I mean, Moicano versus Darius is already happening, but like if you had done Grant Dawson instead of Ludovic Klein against Gamrot, that would have been a fight. Like,
No, I agree with that. He probably should have got a different opponent, but it's all about timing and stuff, isn't it? That's
no,
kind of the way it
I
went down.
understand that. I
And
also don't think
Gamrot, if Gamrot, I thought, for example, that Gamrot beat Dan Hooker, and Gamrot for me Gamrot for me is kind of like what Evloev is at featherweight. If he was more liked, if he was more liked, he'd have got a title shot ages ago. He should have done.
I
to
see
say he should be
Evloev,
purged from the rankings is a wild thing to say. Like you may not love the way that he fights. I personally appreciate
it. To compare Gamrot to Evloev, who Evloev beat Diego Lopez, yet somehow Lopez is, I mean, dude, Evloev is like Marab at fucking featherweight. He's been stepped over for a well-deserved title shot.
Gamrot was on a 7-fight win streak where he beat Arman Sarukian, and Arman Sarukian was up for a title shot.
Yeah, no,
the only loss that Gamrot's had has been a loss against Dan Hooker, which I thought he won, and it was a great scrap, by the way.
That was a great fight.
It didn't really lower his stock in that regard.
Okay,
I feel like he got dumped to the bottom of the trash heap just for that.
Do you think John Fitch should have been purged from the rankings when he was on that long win?
Good question.
Like getting snubbed out of a title fight with GSP.
No, dude, no. But like, I mean, I think.
And would you say?
I'm just not a fan of
Logic falling apart here.
Well, okay, so he's not. I don't know if he should be on the chopping block, but I think he should. What I mean is like he should be fighting.
But there's no question. There's no question that he should be on the chopping block.
No, exactly. Yeah, but that's what I mean, dude. When you're giving him,
he needs somebody dangerous.
Yeah. I'm saying he should be fighting ranked fighters versus
Gamrot
fighting
Gamrot. You know that Gamrot had nothing to do with that. They clearly
yeah. I'm not. Of course, I know.
Gamrot seems to me the kind of guy who would fight anyone.
Well, Klein was on a really long win streak, but it was against like Roosevelt Roberts level.
Yeah, dude, Klein looked worse with every performance leading up to the Gamrot fight. By the way, like he knocked out that dude from like Alabama, and then and dominated Thiago Moises, but he didn't sub him despite having like 7 opportunities. And then he Roosevelt Roberts gave him problems. Like, I mean, and off that he gets a shot at not just a shot into the rankings, but a shot at like Gamrot. It's kind of like, it's like, rather if like, I'd say like Grant Dawson, like I said, versus Gamrot, that would have been like, because then it's like, it's like maybe Gamrot's as good as you think he is, right? He beats Grant Dawson, who's aside from like Bobby Green's, like,
that's a matchup I would like to see. That's a matchup I'd like to see. But still, if you look at Grant Dawson's only recently entered the rankings, right? And he hasn't got exactly amazing wins himself. Gamrot has fought a lot of people at the top of the division.
Right.
A top 5.
I totally agree with you.
Fighting somebody who's entered the rank, and you're saying he should be purged, or do you mean he should be purging the rankings?
He should be I'm not putting him in the same category as like a Paulo Costa or like a Chandler who literally needs to just be on the chopping block. What I'm saying is that like, he should be fighting guys like Grant Dawson who have just entered the rankings and are on the come up, like he's in that place right now where like, he the way Jared Cannonier fought Gregory Rodriguez, like, and fraud checked him. And so now Jared Cannonier, like, they're not giving him another unranked guy, like, I mean, and hopefully, fucking, wow, I just lost this fucking name in my head. Gamrot, Jesus Christ. Yeah, hopefully Gamrot, winds up fighting, fighting people that are ranked. It's just like,
He was supposed to fight somebody else, wasn't he? That's what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
think it
Like,
was.
do we need to fucking have Gamrot fight Ludovic Klein on a fucking car? Like, what is
dude,
it with
Ludovic Klein just didn't deserve the
booking?
fucking fight, is basically my point.
Like,
No, he definitely didn't,
Yeah,
and it showed. He was outclassed. He was outclassed in there completely.
yeah, oh yeah, he
And
was
the
outclassed.
fact that I made serious money on I could it was like when we had the Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis fight a while ago, and the odds came out for that, and Poirier was like a plus 200, and I was like, what?
Are you talking about
Like
against? Yeah.
Yeah, Gamrot
Dude,
was like a minor favorite, and I was thinking,
Dude,
what am I not
I
seeing here?
Yeah, that was one of those times, dude. Like, I didn't have my channel then, but like that, yeah, he was a lock on my end. Poirier against Saint Denis. I think the only
Easy money.
yeah. So, by the way, so was Bruno Ferreira. Someone, I think I was on here. Someone argued with me about that going in. Bruno Ferreira in his last fight against Petrosian. But anyway, yeah, dude, like, and then also like about Poirier though, going out on a fight for the fucking BMF belts against Holloway. It's like, I mean, it's the BMF belt made sense one time for Nate Diaz and fucking Masvidal, but like it's kind of a fucking I mean obviously, right? It's like kind of a gimmicky fucking thing, especially if you do it as a main event.
Yeah, I think what are your thoughts on that fight, Idaho? The
I love the
Holloway
fight.
and yeah.
I love it. I love the fight.
I like the fight too, but
their card isn't great, and that's what kind of bums me out. I feel like
it's still being built, though, dude.
But yeah, no, I love that fight.
Yeah, Team Northwest is that. I mean, that's the thing. It's like that he has two. It's like the thing with Poirier is like he's probably. I mean, it'll probably be his last fight. Maybe not, but like it's like it's all about him. I mean, he got his title shot against Islam, so it's like he wants to go out on his last fight for something with something at stake or on the line. Like retire as with the BMF belt.
Too, and to be fair, Max Holloway. I mean, yeah, I understand that he already has 2 wins over him, but it's like, were the 2 fights that they had not bangers? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. As like a standalone fight, you're guaranteed to get, a stand-up slobber knocker. I just think that it's problematic in that if Poirier wins, obviously it's a nice little retirement thing for him, off into the sunset you go. That's nice, but it then kind of sinks Holloway.
Yeah, and
it's just the fact that you've got. Yeah,
I mean that's on Holloway though.
I don't understand the need to do it when there were 2. And I mean, I know that both fights were good, but Poirier clearly won both of them. So it feels like even if he wins it, even if he wins it and goes off into the sunset with a win, it's like, oh, it's against the guy that he's already kind of clearly beaten twice already.
I mean, but then it's like the argument for
it made more sense. It made more sense to do him and Gaethje, because him and Gaethje.
I was just gonna say the argument for a trilogy with him and Gaethje. The thing is, like, does anyone really care about a trilogy with Gaethje? Poirier.
It makes more sense than it makes more sense.
It does make more sense, but it's also just like on a human level, it's like fucking, there's not the.
They should have done Poirier and Colby, so at least the build up would have been hilarious.
Bro, Poirier is too proud to take a fucking layup as his retirement fight, man.
I've called for the trilogy with Gaethje before. I've gotten shit for it. It's like,
yeah, no, I have too, and like, I mean,
like, why not? Who cares?
Well, I mean, it's like, yeah,
the second fight, like, just it was kind of warming up, and then Gaethje just lands a head kick.
I mean, the first fight honestly was not. Like the first fight wasn't great, to be honest, and then Gaethje's knockout in the second one was sick. But even still, I mean, I don't know. I mean, honestly though, what do you? So okay, I was thinking about this too. Like, so let's say Ilya beats Charles. Yeah, exactly, Betty. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, oh well, actually, no, that's not. I mean, it's. I'm saying, well, I'm basically saying that not like there's no real like, it's like you got Dustin Poirier having a retirement fight. You got Max Holloway who holds this BMF belt, but there's really nowhere to go with him at lightweight, kind of. So it's like,
No, the reason why the Justin Gaethje fight makes more sense is because Justin Gaethje's. I know Holloway's had a lot of fights, but I would say Gaethje is closer to the door than Poirier is.
Yeah.
So if Poirier beats him and goes off, it's all good. He gets his big win. He finishes off the trilogy where he comes out on top. If Gaethje wins, you can go, oh, well, now he's got one more fight. You can thrust him into a title fight. And this is another thing I wanted to say, because Gaethje's currently belly aching about the fact that he's been overlooked for a title shot, and that he's talking about, I'm going to retire if I don't get the next shot.
Stop getting
well,
so.
well, I mean,
the title.
This is part of my point. This is why this fight made more sense. The Holloway one makes no sense.
I get that. I get.
So,
yeah, no, I get.
And what would be funny is what I kind of want is I kind of want Holloway to win. Sorry, I kind of want Poirier to win, so that he can take the
BMF belt out of the fucking
and just
UFC
fuck off out of the sport with him. Just
Yeah. No, I feel you.
That's the only benefit I can see from it.
I mean,
dude, they'll bring it back when they're fucking short on a main event,
right.
At some point,
it was like a welterweight thing at first, and now it's
It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
The thing is dumb, but like I'm the kind of dude like I don't really like. I'm indifferent about it. I'm like, oh, BMF belt, but why not?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's like it's kind of like
No, but the problem with it is when they use it to headline a fucking card.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
like it's worthy of the BMF title's on the line. This will be the main fight on the. That's where it's
they resurrected it too for the Gaethje Holloway fight, and then they paid Mike Tyson to do a promo for it and the whole shit, like trying to build like excitement. It's so corny, bro.
That Ryzen did a BMF-esque belt as well. They did the Last Man Standing belt.
Dude, Ryzen does sick shit, dude. Ryzen's a whole different thing, dude. With crazy weight class mismatches and fucking,
It was between Hikaru Asakura and Ren Hiramoto, and the Last Man Standing was supposed to be like it's gonna be unlimited rounds, and Ren Hiramoto knocked it out in like 50 seconds.
Yeah. Dude, I would love a Last Man Stand. If the UFC, it's like. Think about if it's like if you could make a main card in the UFC, all 5 fights, Last Man Standing. It's like building that card would be so much fun.
You gotta have Nate.
Right? Antec. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's stupid as fuck, and it's like it's always like I mean, it's fine, honestly. Like on UFC 300. Where because that was a fucking amazing fight, and it's like, and it's like, and it made like the idea of it when they did it with Nate Diaz and Masvidal made sense, but like to bring it back when they did, because there's and now it's this fucking thing that floats around. It's kind of annoying. I mean, and also like, shouldn't Ilya have it technically because he beat Holloway? Like,
no, it's JDM is the lineal BMF champion. How do you guys not know this?
Who's the lineal BMF champion?
Exactly.
Technically the lineal BMF champ. I mean,
but didn't somebody have it and then retire with it, and then they gave it to somebody else? How does the line? Yeah, go ahead.
It was Masvidal, then Usman, then Leon, then Bilal.
You're right.
It's
but the point I was making though is didn't 2 people fight for it who didn't have any connection to it at all the second time?
Yeah, Justin and Max.
So the lineal champion should be
it is
JDM.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Which is why it's such a stupid fucking retarded piece of shit.
Yeah, it's a pointless
nonsense.
I don't know. I agree with you, but I'm indifferent towards it. I'm just like, cool, whatever. I don't know. Is there any pay-per-view points tied to the BMF champion? Is a real question here.
I mean, Dude,
I mean,
like
there is, and we
pay-per-views
need that
never like pay-per-view
compensation.
numbers mean nothing anymore because of how many people like the rate of streaming is fucking so much higher than it was when like the record for pay-per-view numbers
Yeah,
are all McGregor fights. It's like since that era.
regardless,
what?
though, like if the fighters get paid more if they have pay-per-view points in their contract, so regardless, even if it's not a lot, it's something. I'm down with fighters getting.
Word. Yo, PTSD MMA. I fucking saw your channel and like your channel's dope, and also your boy too. I forgot his fucking name, but the dude that was practicing kicks in his backyard. Like, so yeah, I mean, if Frankie's cool with it,
I don't care. Whatever. Why not?
Yeah, why not, right?
This is my first time. I'm not subscribed, but I'll check you out as well. Can somebody
Yeah,
link
yeah,
PTSD
yeah. No,
MMA's channel into the?
I saw him. Someone actually sent me his channel like recently, and I looked at it. It was yeah, he's an OG. Like we're
All right,
my.
let's
I mean,
get him
that was
on
my
then.
impression.
Let's
Yeah.
get him on.
Oh, yo, one thing I was gonna say though also was so if Ilya beats Charles, right? Which I mean, you kind of have to assume that happens, right? Even though I don't think it's gonna be as easy as people think. Then is Armin not next? It's gonna be Armin versus Ilya.
Armin's dead to the UFC. Are you joking?
Nah, yeah, but dude, they put him in exile for a little bit, but like
I feel like you're on one tonight. You seem to have like a weird. You said, have you managed to have any sleep?
Yeah, Frankie, actually.
'Cause you've been saying some wild shit today, bro.
Fuck off. I'm right, dude. If he beats Charles,
I'm not saying you're not right. I'm saying that like it's not gonna happen.
If anyone
it will. Bro, Frankie, you're all about Frankie. You're gonna owe me. I'm gonna have that clipped. Like it's just you saying it's not gonna happen, and then when Jones fights Aspinall this November in Madison Square Garden, right? I'm gonna cut
and just
together.
Just to clarify, I'm not like when it doesn't happen in November, it happens in December. I still want my money.
Giuliano, don't you owe?
Yeah, no, Frankie, you'll get it. Sorry, what?
Don't you owe No Chill $7,000 right now?
Listen, so my cousin No Chill, he No Chill likes to play some games, like doing a stream. Yeah, I got a stream later to plan to set the record straight, about like who really sits at the head of our family. But but the answer is that no, I don't. not even close.
That was a very drawn out way of getting to the end of that. It's like, yes, so my cousin, he's playing around, and no, I don't.
Yeah, well, I mean,
where did the 7,000 come from?
Honestly, Nocho just started spamming. He just thought it was funny to fucking just decide to keep asking me for $7,000, and then decide to do a stream where I imagine that, and I'm with it. Like it's funny, but yeah, but no, I really did owe Peter on Q money, so I got him that. Oh shit, yeah. What's good, bro?
What's going on, dog? What's going on?
How's it going?
What's up?
I'm just gonna listen. I'm not here really to say much.
It's all good. Welcome to the stream, bro. What's good? Yeah, sorry, Giuliano, you were rambling about something. Kindly continue.
I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, some shit about No Chill. I don't fucking.
No, you're talking about Charles and Ilya.
Yeah, Frankie. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was saying Frankie.
Thank you very much, Idaho. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, Idaho, for
for getting us back on track.
For righting the ship back to Frankie's just defeatist nature about things never working out or happening.
Is he a Charles stan?
Well, oh yeah, Frankie, is that what it is? Are you taking Oliveira in that fight?
Am I taking Oliveira? No, I see that one as a 50-50. I think both guys are.
Yeah, it's close. It's closer to that then.
I'm a fan of both guys.
Mm-hmm.
That feels like a win-win to me. I'd probably prefer if Ilya won, just because it sets up so much more. But I like both guys. I'm not gonna be like devastated if either guy wins or either guy loses. There's
I'm probably out here, but I'm the only one that just doesn't really care about Charles Oliveira that much. Like
I don't. I mean,
I know it's
I
fine.
think if I'm gonna be honest, I hate the whole fucking thing with Islam going up to 170 and Ilya going up to 155 without having fought Movsar. You know, it's a little annoying. It's annoying too.
Sorry,
well,
what was
actually,
that? What was that PTSD? I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you there, bro.
I agree with our entry. I believe that is the fact that
Can anyone else not hear him?
Yeah,
I think your
his
microphone.
audio.
I think your microphone. I think your
your
microphone.
mic's a little.
There we go. I think that might be. It sounds a little bit clearer. Yeah, it's a bit fucked up, bro.
I can't.
Yeah, your audio.
It's kind of crackling a little bit. Yeah, take your time in it. What were you saying, Gio?
I was saying the actual what's actually annoying is that Islam versus Ilya isn't happening. You know, it's like it's like I really actually don't care that much about Ilya going up to lightweight, but the fact that at the same time Islam, he's going up to welterweight instead of fighting Ilya, it's just like it's just like
Well,
it's
the
like
only
okay,
way
like,
that the only way that's bad is if both of them lose, because then there will be different.
No,
champs
it's
in the weight
bad
class.
because they're not fighting each other. I mean, that's a fight that that's a fight that generates actual
I hate
excitement.
to sound like a UFC defender here, but it's like
No,
for a long time, like double champs weren't defending in both weight classes because it's incredibly difficult to do.
I
don't hate it that much.
I don't like the vacating of the title, dude. And by the way, dude, I find myself defending the UFC all the time.
Well,
you
okay,
know,
well,
and
I
it's-
like the vacating of the titles when it's certain
think that
people
it makes
like Makhachev
more
who fights
sense.
once or twice a year.
Yes, I think it makes more sense for Ilya to vacate than Islam, personally.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I mean. The asterisk being he never fought Mozart, but like whatever, yeah, Ilya going up, and but really because of like why that's good is because of Ilya versus Islam, which now isn't happening, which is definitely annoying.
I think it should be case by case, personally.
Yeah, no, it definitely. I just there's a lot of people, I mean. Moving up is like moving up or down divisions like works out well almost only when people go up. Like Jose Aldo, I've always said that Jose Aldo's never gone down in bantamweight. But they were. I mean, think about with Figueiredo. Like, I mean he's kind of fucked now, but like I mean, it took 3 fights at bantamweight to get him to the top 5. You know. And like with Aldo, it's just like
lost to Marlon Moraes too, and they just thrusted him into a title fight with Yan at the time.
Yeah, I know, because it's like it's like like I think the talk about like legacy is like a little corny, in general, but like Jose Aldo's legacy as the featherweight GOAT, who a lot of people argue with that and say it's Volkanovski, but like. I mean, just off title defenses, obviously it's Aldo, but also he had. I mean, people. At this point, it was long enough ago that a lot of people don't even fucking realize how amazing Aldo was as a champion.
Well, he was so good that when he came over to the UFC from WEC, and they started doing the weight, they just gave him the belt because they were just like, yeah, this is definitely the guy.
Right. I mean,
if he's not number one, he's 2. It's the same thing I talk about with like Chris Cyborg and Amanda Nunes. Like Amanda Nunes had a better run in a short time, but like Cyborg has the longevity in her career. Like she's going undefeated for so many years, so it's like obviously Amanda
one loss doesn't undo all that. Like Cyborg is definitely like I think it's kind of shameful that she's not spoken about in the conversation at all.
Yeah. Like I'm like the only one.
And she's been knocking bitches out for decades as well, like flatlining.
And are they like the highest level fighters? No, but who cares? She's still winning.
And winning impressively as well. That last win she got against Pacheco was incredible. Pacheco, who beat Kayla Harrison, by the way. Yeah.
that one loss. Yeah. Dude,
PTSD, are you
Like-
back? Can we hear him now?
Yes, hear me now?
I can't.
Yeah, we can't hear, bro.
Nah, bro. True.
Try and go out and come back in and see if you can get it sorted
Yeah,
out.
go-
We can.
yeah,
We'll
go
send
out
a
and
link
come back.
again because it might be that you need to reconnect.
I think
I want to hear what PTSD has to say because it's not. It
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like
yeah,
somebody
opponents
new
are
in there.
legit? Bruh.
So when he jumps back in, we'll give him a good chance to get some of his opinions off because
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's nice to have
Um,
somebody new up in here as well. Sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, but yo, oh, by the way, Klaus told me that he should be on in like 15 minutes.
All right, I'm probably gonna hang out until like 10:30 my time, which is
Yeah,
still
yeah,
about
you
45
said
minutes
that.
because I don't really do Mondays because I've got like loads of paperwork and shit to do. But
Right.
get into
For,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
for filling out that sex change form. Thank you.
what's that?
Fucking-
Filling out that section, bro. That is fucking fresh coming from you, sir.
We should get into
no,
the
I don't
How
mean
dare you.
I don't mean for I don't mean for yourself. I mean for your your partner that you brought back from Thailand. You know?
Why would I change her sex? I went out there to get a certain type, and I'm happy with what I plucked. So I mean, I'm not gonna. Hang on a sec.
Well,
Let's see if
Frankie, if you're happy, you're happy. Who am
Hang
I
on,
to
hang on a sec.
judge
Let's see
you?
if we can
That's,
hear you now.
Yo.
That's much better.
There he goes. Yeah, you guys can hear me now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
perfect.
yes.
Copy
There we
that.
go.
yo,
I wanted
yeah,
to
what
say
were you saying
something about
before?
the Taporia Islam whole situation. This is how I look
Yeah,
at
go.
it, right? I'm not. A lot of Islam fans just don't want to see him fight Taporia because they know he could get knocked out. Let's just be real. If you're an Islam guy, I'm an Islam guy. I kind of don't want. I'm glad that fight's not going to happen. We will never see his face touch the canvas in that fight. It's not going to happen. But I have duality. I have perspective. The way I look at it is like this. If Ilya had stayed at 145 and defended his title a couple more times, Islam Makhachev moved up, fought JDM, managed to get the belt. The fight between the 145 GOAT, because that's what he would be with a couple more title defenses. That's what people would say, at least. That would be the narrative, right? It would be the 145 GOAT, Ilya Taporia, versus the double champ and reigning 155 champ, Islam Makhachev.
It would be bigger.
Been the biggest fight ever to make.
I agree with
But
that.
Ilya moved up coincidentally when Islam knew he was gonna fight for the welterweight title if Bilal lost. Everybody knew that. We've all known that for the longest time. The second Bilal loses that belt, Islam's moving up. And it's what, two months before the fight? He announced he's moving up.
PTSD, were you aware that this is like new UFC policy though? They're making anyone who wants to move up, like they have to vacate. It's not like Islam just chose to vacate.
I mean, I don't think there's a
I
problem.
don't blame any of it for it.
You know, I like the fact that
criteria now there's a new rule set clearly.
Yeah. I like the fact that they're allowing people
like
to move up.
I
like the fact that they're allowing people to move divisions, but I think having people hold multiple belts when we don't get enough title fights a year is a problem. Like going up and down is just too. Makhachev fights maximum 2 times a year, and you want him to be champion of 2 divisions.
Well, hold up, Frankie. Though, like, do you remember that
him becoming welterweight champion won't take away the fact that he was the reigning lightweight champion. He'll still be seen as a double champion, but having both belts is like.
Sure.
You know what the issue is, though? We know that. Convincing the casual fan, like the casual fan goer that just wants to tune into big fights, that's with the belt, with retaining the title and promoting it as champion versus champion is such a bigger matchup. But at the same, they can still make the matchup. It is still what it is. It is still Ilya Taporia versus Islam Makhachev, whenever it happens. So
I agree with what he's saying. One thing, Frankie, the thing about, like, you know, I disagree with you on having vacating the belt, you know, be necessary. Like, I think it's stupid. I mean, Volkanovski in the first Islam fight, going up and fighting Islam, giving Islam real problems in that fight, and then coming back down, knocking out Yair Rodriguez, you know. Like, I mean, that was all in one. Was that all in 1 year? It was. And then early the next year, losing the belt to Taporia. I mean, that's like.
No, but you're but that's why Volkanovski would have deserved it, because he's an active guy who's in there every 3 months.
But if you think about
whereas
it,
Makhachev's in there 2 times a year at most.
You say, but
and it's always under his terms. It has to be in a certain place at a certain time.
Hold on. That's, if you think about it, though, right?
You can't say that 2 separate things are the same.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Frankie,
Two
Volkanovski fought
people aren't.
he
Yeah, go
fought
on, go on.
twice that year. He fought Islam, right, in like March.
Mhm.
Like he went up, fought Islam, then came back and defended the belt against Yair.
Exactly,
Right,
but
that was
that's
2023.
Volkanovski.
Yeah, but
And look what he
but you're
did.
saying
So you're making the argument. The year that he went up and down in weight classes was the year he was the most inactive, which says a lot about what
no.
taking
What
that
I'm
does.
saying is you're saying that Islam fights at most 2 times a year, so
Yeah.
somehow that makes like the vacating of the title being necessary a good thing. What I'm saying is like, I mean, Islam already fought this year, so if his second fight of 2 fights a year is against JDM, and he gets to
No,
retain
but
the
you've got.
lightweight
But the
belt.
thing is, here in Islam's division, you've got multiple people who are He's got contenders to fight.
True.
That's the
That's
issue
true.
that you're
That's
holding up. I mean,
true,
look
and
at what's going on with John Jones right now. I mean, I know heavyweight isn't even stacked, and it feels like that division's being stalled. And you've got a division like lightweight, which has numerous people who deserve a shot
Well,
that aren't going to get one because
Who-
this guy's doing side quests.
Who deserves a title shot at lightweight?
Sarukian. No, let's have a look at who's there right now.
Sarukian, yeah. I think
Gaethje could maybe make an argument.
Nah, you can't make an
Or I'm
argument.
out. Like,
Is
like
I don't
without,
personally
yeah,
think
not
so.
without,
Are we looking at resume?
not without another fight. Not without
it's like
another
it's like
very
Charles and
impressive
Luke
fight.
Sorry,
Morris.
hang on a second.
Those guys, like,
Yeah,
how many
PTSD.
title fights have they been involved in?
Your microphone's going mad again. I want to hear more PTSD as well, but your microphone's doing the shock thing again.
Yeah.
Hang on a sec.
Yo, Juice Man, shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna let.
You could argue that
Wait.
Sarukian, Oliveira, Gaethje. You could argue that they are a win away.
I'm sorry.
A guy that Charles
Oh no,
got
my wife
demolished by
Hold on.
Islam, like that's the guy we're giving the title shot to.
Well, yeah,
No,
but
you're right. I don't think he should get one either. But you know what I'm saying? It's like it stalls the division more.
If you remember though, that second Volkanovski fight where Volkanovski, he knocked Islam out with his face hitting his foot, like that only happened because Oliveira. It was supposed to be Islam Oliveira too, and so Islam Oliveira has been waiting on that, title shot that he fucking.
Dude, how many title fights?
I don't even remember what happened to him.
How many fights?
I don't think Justin Gaethje should be getting a title fight either.
No,
but
you
ridiculous.
said Gaethje.
No, I'm saying you can make an argument because he's only lost one fight, like in his last, 4? You can make an argument. It's not an argument I would make.
Look, this is the bigger problem with lightweight. Aside from Arman, right? Like these young guys in the division are just not beating the established 155ers. It's fucking strange. Like what Gamrot Viziev fell short against Gaethje. Gamrot fell short against Dan fucking Hooker. And I understand you thought he won that fight. It's like that's the bigger issue. So it's like I think that there's more contenders coming up at featherweight.
No, I did. That's what I was saying about doing like a Gamrot versus Grant Dawson, or I mean, I know like instead of having Alvarez and Grant Dawson fight each other this early when they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have people further up in the division that like, just don't have it like that anymore, and opportunities for like guys like that to come up, and then fight each other after like one or two more like impressive victories. I mean, like Yoel Alvarez is fucking gone. Like, I believe Yoel Alvarez is like he will fight for the belts. Eventually. Like, yeah, I
want to hear more from PTSD as well because he was on a good roll there before the mic fucked up. What were you gonna say there, PTSD? Still working it out. Sorry, carry on, Geddy.
Can you guys hear me right now? Is it valid?
Yeah, we got you.
Yes,
we got you. Yeah, we got you.
All right. It's just I guess my mic must. I guess the threshold isn't high. I must have to access some settings or something. All right. What do you guys want to know about though? My take on what?
Just to continue on your point, you were saying about
saying a bunch of shit,
double champs,
and like,
yeah,
you were saying a bunch of shit before, and like,
I think honestly, we should let them keep their belts, but I think the condition should be once you win the belt at the division above, you have to vacate. I don't think you should be able to move down. That's it. The whole reason is because you want to be a double champ. Now you're done. You either go back down or you move back, or you. That's
Yeah, I can get that.
because then
Yeah,
it
that makes sense. That
I can
that
get
does
that.
make sense. That does make
I can
sense.
understand. Because what you're saying basically is it hypes the fight.
because it's all about the star power. Like, oh, I'm
Yeah, it hypes the
exactly,
fight.
how
I get
hypes
that.
the
But also
Yeah.
that so it depends what your
fight.
because it does hype that one-off fight, which is very, very important, especially with where the UFC is. But it kind of stalls divisions is
Well,
the issue that I've
the
got with
only
it.
problem with that, though, if you think about it, right, is like, let's say somebody goes up a division, they win that belt, right, and you're saying they have to relinquish that belt immediately and go back down or stay at that division, right? So let's say they decide to relinquish it and go back down, then that leaves no champion at that division above, and it's an open title. Which I mean, I guess isn't a huge
But
problem.
I think what he's suggesting though kind of solves both problems because you then
Opposed
get
to that,
that
because that
massive
kinda
fight
does
between two
make it-
champions.
That's kind of
Yeah.
fun. We get two
Yeah,
against each other.
yeah,
randomly.
true.
And then you force
Mhm.
that person to decide which weight class am I going to continue in and at that moment. So they get both belts and then they say I'm either staying here or going back down there.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
you know,
interesting, actually.
I can fuck with that, to be fair.
And that would
Imagine-
build a lot of.
Pantoja moves up a division. Imagine Pantoja moves up to fucking bantamweight.
He shouldn't do that. He shouldn't do that, bro.
And now this Pantoja sitting there gatekeeping the fuck. Two new
Yeah.
contenders can go at it. We can get Manel Pop versus Joshua, some random bullshit matchup.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it's
No,
no
yeah,
confidence
right,
make it
right.
to the fight.
Bro, that's what UFC
I mean,
used to be. It used to be like.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate that, you know.
I mean, the reality of that example, though, is that Pantoja would fucking get killed by Marab, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
just,
probably, bro.
But he deserves to find out though. If anyone deserves to go up, if anyone deserves to go up, it's Pantoja.
I mean, well, I mean,
Like,
I think Kai Kara France might beat him.
Stripping Zong, what you've done in that division, just to fight for a title is insane.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Like this, like I feel like in what do you call it? Tapiria's case, he only had 2 defenses and he was clearly struggling to make the weight or claiming he was. Makes sense for him to have to give it up. With Zhang Weili, she's literally wiped out the whole division. Same with Pantoja, wiped out the whole division. I've got no issue with them going up and keeping their belt down there because they've already done everything they can do in that division, and it's fine for them to then go back down and defend again. But for example, with what's his name, Islam, he still hasn't fought every good contender in that division. Are all of them deserving? Not necessarily, but
I think what PTSD was saying before. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
What he was saying before about Ilya, though, like, you know, like, I think Ilya, there's an argument to be made that Ilya should have stayed at featherweight, fought Diego Lopez, Volkanovski's second fight day in court, and Movsar more than anybody. He did. If he had like 2 out of those 3 title defenses, like those as victories, then Ilya.
No, but
you
that's
know, like
why
you said,
he made the decision. He made the decision to stay. I don't want to be in featherweight anymore. I'm moving
No,
up.
I know.
If Ilya was saying I want to go up and have a crack at the second belt and I might come back, fine. But he made himself clear, like, I'm not making this weight anymore. I'm going up. So, of course, and he relinquished the belt himself. He didn't get stripped. Islam got stripped. That's more of the issue.
I know all that. I was just saying that, like, you know, like to address, you know, what he was saying before, but also, you know,
but every circumstance is different. Every circumstance we're talking about is different.
That's the overall thing, is that a lot of these things are case by case. I mean, you know, like vacant titles can be exciting. I mean, it was kind of bullshit that Oliveira missed weight by half a pound and he got stripped of the belt, even though he fucking finished Gaethje in a round. You know, and then he's fighting. He has to fight, and then I mean, that's some shit luck, dude. Like, you know, and then it's like you know, to get your belt back, you know, you got to fight Islam, and then you get subbed. Like, and then your shot at a rematch gets fucked over from an injury, and like now you're fighting Michael Chandler. Like,
Again.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's got a shot now, and it's like again, it's against Ilya, for fuck's sake. Like, but yeah,
Camp has
dude,
a
like,
name. It's Charles Oliveira.
I think that Merab is one of the. By the way, like, yeah, I think Merab is one of the most impressive fighters like in the history of the sport, bro. Like, if you really break down the fact that he cleaned out the division before he really got his title shot. He sat and waited while O'Malley got a layup first title defense. You know, he beat him in the first fight, and then 4 months later, he's forced to defend the belt. You know, on that short notice against the only person in the division that could possibly fucking it's like so many people had Umar in that fight. You know, going in and like. Yeah. And like, goddamn, if Merab didn't fucking, I mean, that would like, if that's not a test of shit, then like, and then finishing O'Malley by sub, I mean, he's capable of it. It's like we haven't seen Merab's capable of shit that's gonna continue to like be like shocking in the UFC.
Okay, so I've been seeing this come up lately. Like, is Merab the best bantamweight ever? In your opinion?
I think so. I think so. I don't think we've seen it all yet, but I think that like, he will continue to show out, and
What about
he's
you?
gonna fight. Frankie, yeah. What do you think?
I think I would say probably, yeah. I mean, I know that recency bias is a thing, but I think what a lot of people are looking at, they're obviously looking at the amount, because I think the only one you can compare him to realistically is Dominic Cruz. But the Dominic Cruz circumstances were so different in terms of the amount of defenses he had and the amount of layoffs he had and coming back. And the competition that he had, you could argue, was not as good.
Nowhere near
I would say
as good.
Merab is
Nowhere
purely
near as
because I would say Merab purely is because even though he's only got 2 title defenses, the run he had
he'll
to
have
go
more
on,
though. Yeah.
No, but the run he had to go on to get to this situation.
Yeah, exactly.
He would have had a title fight years him giving Aljo the
exactly.
spotlight and doing.
And then after Aljo lost, O'Malley, he got stepped over for fucking Cheeto Vera because it was O'Malley's 15 minutes of fame, and they gave him that layup. Like, it's like everything that the UFC does to fighters to like fuck up their trajectory, Merab fucking barreled right through. Like including his first title.
I think if Merab isn't the best bantamweight ever, he's number 2, right? Like,
I mean, that's undoubtable.
Yeah.
Dude, Merab's like, for me right now, Merab's pound for pound best fighter. Like,
you can make that argument too. You can make an argument that he should be pound. I mean, I think pound for pound is fucking retarded anyway.
Yeah,
if you're gonna play that game
so much. I hate it so much.
If you're gonna play that game, you can make a strong argument that he should be above Islam in the pound for pound rankings.
I like how Gio brings up pound for pound and then just immediately is just like, yeah, I hate it.
It's shit.
No,
I
really do.
Yeah.
I hate so, all right. Like, here's some shit I don't like. Pound for pound, fucking BMF. But it's like, the conversations happen, so it's just like, I just think Merab is like it's like, it's a truly unique fighter. Like
definitely
genuinely
has the
unique
cardio maybe ever in MMA history.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the cardio is insane. The cardio is insane, but also the fact that in every
I would say the only person you can compare cardio wise, even though we haven't got a chance to see it full fledged yet, is fucking the middleweight fucker that I like.
Anthony Hernandez.
Anthony Hernandez.
Yeah.
For a middleweight, his cardio is fucking insane as well.
Yeah.
Well, and not only that, he's not like when Merab goes in the cage, he's like fucking chiseled. Like Anthony Hernandez is like not even like.
But I like that. I like the fact that Anthony Hernandez, but he kind of goes in roughly around where his weight is. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't like. I know he cuts obviously, but he doesn't.
That's
and I think that helps him.
And it's rare that you see a fighter who's like actually that good, who like walks around at no more than probably 15 pounds what he fights at.
Yeah, I think that
dude.
that adds to the record of what weight cutting does. But
Okay,
I think
yeah,
I think Marab is kind of it's kind of hard to deny him at this point. I mean, somebody I think it was Betty who mentioned Dillashaw. I think we know what the obvious caveats are with Dillashaw's issues. I mean, if you took the whole cheating thing out of it, skill based wise, and the way that he is almost like psychopathic about the way that he trains and how competitive he is, you can make a case that prime for prime.
Yeah.
That would have been a sick fight to see, and it's a shame we won't see it.
Well, okay. So, everybody in my chat always accuses Marab of being on EPO, and it's like,
I think that's bullshit, man. I think it's so
even
unfair.
if he is on EPO, he still has the best cardio ever.
Yeah, EPO doesn't give you cardio.
Even if he wasn't, even if he wasn't on EPO, like, he still has the greatest cardio ever. So,
I mean, that video
and until
it's
proven, people need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, word.
I agree with you, but I also think like you either think drug testing works or doesn't, and I don't think that it's 100% effective. So I think that more fighters are on gear than not. Just my own personal opinion.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing too. It's like you bring I mean the John Jones proof, like the proof that John Jones was aside. It's like you accuse one guy, you're. It's like I get accused 4 more just as easily with just as much evidence or lack thereof, And I mean, it doesn't even fucking matter at the end of the day. Like, I mean, I think EPO should be allowed universally. It would make shit so much better.
Can I say as well? Yeah, I think the fact that people are crying about Umar losing because he broke his hand against Marab is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. The fact that he broke his hand punching Marab is like.
Also, keep in mind
the stupidest argument.
Anything Umar or anything anyone managed by Ali Abdelaziz says on Twitter
is dodgy as fuck. With all the fucking the drips and the questionable, just everything with those fighters, with the way that they cut, the way that they cut weight, and he needs to shut up.
But he runs all their Twitter.
In my Twitter.
So, he runs all their Twitter. I mean, anyone who it's like when I've really come to like Kayla Harrison the other day, and recently, and then when he tweets about her saying greatest fighter of all time, I'm like, you're making her less likable. Just shut your mouth.
Yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't pipe in. Don't pipe in, you little weasel.
That's a great way to transition. So, like, how hyped are you guys for Kayla versus Amanda?
Gio, I'll let you take this first.
Actually, like, I mean, like, how hyped am I? All right, just what do I think about that fight? Fucking Amanda Nunes is hard to it's hard to say that Amanda Nunes isn't a threat to Kayla Harrison as much as, I mean, and people, a lot of people, I think it's pretty obvious that Juliana Pena is like, victory over Amanda Nunes. Like, I mean, Amanda Nunes apparently had COVID and shit, and then the rematch was fucking a bloodbath.
I mean, with the let's be real here. If you were Amanda Nunes and you watched Juliana Pena fight, when you're doing the tape, would you be motivated to get in the gym or even get off the couch or put down a beer can any moment?
Yeah, I mean, sure, but then what do you got to say when you
having COVID her having COVID while the fight was happening was the only way that was ever going to be competitive.
Yeah, sure, Frankie, but like, I mean, and I agree. I mean, that's basically what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, the rematch is what matters. So it's like, but also she didn't finish her. And I'm not doing like fucking MMA algebra. I think like Amanda Nunes though is, as a striker, I think Amanda Nunes is a problem for Kayla Harrison.
It's an intriguing fight. The thing is, whether you're hyped for it or not, there is nothing else you can do in that division. And Kayla Harrison does, unless you bring Pacheco over, or you bring Cyborg in, there's nothing else you can do. If I was the UFC, I would go all out to get Pacheco and Cyborg back and have all 4 of them there at the same time, because that division is dog shit.
You guys are disrespecting possibly the greatest 135er ever. Norma Dumont, okay, because Norma Dumont has
Norma
deserved a
Dumont's
title
good.
shot for years.
Yo,
All right. So,
Yeah.
let me speak.
star
Let
in
me
the
speak
in the
for
making. They just haven't
Kloss.
given her the chance.
Speaking for all gooners out there, yeah, as well, yeah.
Dude, I don't, dude. I'm sorry, bro. Like her fucking ass does not outdo fucking Polyana Viana. If you're
Oh,
gonna talk about the
I don't even
hottest,
care about her ass. She's a good fighter.
dude, she's okay, dude. You know what Kloss would say if he was here? Who's like gonna
For
who's gonna
a
eventually?
bantamweight fighter, she might as well be the greatest fighter of all time, considering how
that's what I'm
shit that
telling you.
division is.
Yeah, well,
She
I
might
mean,
as well be.
Kloss thinks Jocelyn Edwards is headed for the fucking
Kloss,
belt eventually.
Kloss has something wrong with him. I'm going to be honest with you. His
I mean, she got
his taste in women is questionable at best.
Opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, she like I said, she got a sick finish over a very bad opponent, Chelsea Chandler. I mean, she seems to be getting better, but yeah, I mean, I just think it's funny the Kloss is like
the fact that you're talking about Josiane as like,
dude, no, I'm not,
as
dude,
as a potential contender says everything we need to say. If Amanda Nunes was in a wheelchair, they need to drag her out of it and get her in the cage, mate.
No.
It's that bad.
I'm insanely jazzed for Kayla versus Amanda. People were.
I like that fight.
It's the biggest fight ever in women's MMA. I'm like, you guys.
Well, I'm trying to let Kloss speak for Kloss.
I mean, the bar is low.
He's supposed to be here.
The biggest fight they can do right now in women's MMA is obviously Zhang Weili versus Valentina. That's got to happen. But in terms of women's bantamweight, outside of Norma Dumont, there is nothing else to do. Nothing.
Thank you for giving respect to Norma damn Dumont.
She is very good.
She's very good.
Well, she's very good for a woman's bantamweight.
Yeah, I just messaged Kloss because, like, yeah, I mean, I would love for him to be here. So, dude, his love for Jocelyn Edwards is very, very funny.
Disturbing is what I would refer to it as. I've never heard. I've never heard anybody talk about her as any.
I mean, look, I'm the #1 Seika Izawa fan in the world, so I guess I can't, hate on him too much for it.
Yeah, fair play.
You guys probably don't even.
I think in terms of women's MMA, we need a fucking atomweight division as soon as possible.
Seika Izawa would dominate it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of.
I want Stamp Fairtex in the UFC, mate. That's my wet dream.
Listen to me.
Frankie
Izawa would literally murder Stamp Fairtex and go to prison.
Would she?
For life.
Yeah.
I'd still like to see it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But also, I mean,
we need that division.
How about? I mean, you know what division we need, Frankie? Super heavyweight.
Yeah,
super heavyweight. Let's say, dude,
we need some man tits up in this bitch because the current heavyweights aren't fat enough.
Eddie Hall in the UFC, right? Fucking yeah. Just like
no, but I want super jacked heavyweights. I don't want Yeah, I want super jacked heavy. I want like world's strongest men super heavyweights. I don't want
Eddie. That's what I said. Eddie
I don't
Hall.
want cheddar heads. I don't want to see two oranges rolling around.
I mean, that's what it would be, but if
I'm all for that.
You guys know that Seika Izawa is the greatest fighter of all time.
I did not know that until now. I mean, I don't really watch enough Ryzen, to be honest. I'm not as much of a hard
Ryzen. So, Frankie, you didn't watch, You haven't watched either of the Ryzen companions that I did with No Chill, Good Noodle, like with fucking.
Frankie doesn't watch anything you.
Nah, man, I've got too much going on in my life to watch a 7-hour stream.
Not the whole shit, dude. No, the New Year's one, Ryzen 49, No Chill, and I were the only ones that made it to the end, bro. At one point we had like 7. It was like 7 people. And like one by one, people fucking Noodle fell asleep at his desk. Like, fucking.
Doesn't speak very well for the Ryzen card, does it? When people are fucking literally dropping like flies.
Well, it was New Year's Eve.
He's like, it was awesome, bro. Everyone didn't make it to the end.
Everyone literally left and fell asleep.
It's like everyone fell asleep and died on stream.
Yeah.
Yo, the last Ryzen card, Otsoko Matsuri or whatever, that card was not that good.
I mean,
the thing is, you're gonna get that in MMA. You can make the best matchups in the world, and sometimes things just don't go.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
why.
what?
That's
But
why
you have a
I
responsibility. You have a responsibility as a promoter to at least give it the best chance you can. Think about what the matchups are, and
yeah.
try and engineer as much bangers as you can, and
The
sort out the
problem.
fucking bonuses, and maybe this wouldn't happen so much.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Add some knockout bonuses to the like instead of this.
Just
Oh, we'll
more
randomly pick motherfuckers.
performance bonuses. More performance bonuses. Bring back submission
No,
of the
I think
night.
if you
Bring back
I think if
knockout
you
of the night.
finish someone, period, you should get another 50K.
Oh yeah.
Regardless
I've
of
said
whether
that.
someone was watching or not. That should be in everyone's contract. The fact that Joshua Van did not get a fucking bonus last weekend
That's
is
that's ridiculous.
embarrassing.
It's because
See,
he's from
I like
Southeast
that-
Asia, bro.
I
Say
like
again?
that they gave what?
It's because he's from Southeast Asia. They don't have to pay those guys anything. Let's be honest.
Dude, he's
He probably
I
would
know
have
he's
retired on that 50K, yeah? You'd have been like, I'm done, bro.
I like that they gave. I like that they gave. Well, why would you want him to retire? He's 23.
No,
But
no,
also,
it was more, yeah, never mind. Sorry, carry on.
yeah, no, I get it.
It was a bad joke. Right, go on.
But no, yeah, no, I got what you meant. But also, the fact that they gave one to you for the Sargi knockout is fine with me. But like, not it shouldn't have to be that
Well,
or
that deserved
Van.
it. That deserved it. But I think they gave one.
deserved it.
No, they gave one to somebody else on the card. Who was it? Kevin Holland or somebody?
Yeah, I think.
Where I was
don't
like,
know
it
if
was a
mine-
good performance, but that guy gets paid enough already.
Well,
Joshua
dude, it's
Van
like
put on a
you
fucking masterclass.
it shouldn't be only like 3 years for performance bonuses. You shouldn't have to be like, oh, this dude
No,
deserved it
100%.
over.
He
Yeah, it should
styled
be.
out on somebody who's decent and got a finish.
Yeah, but let's
If
be
that
honest.
doesn't
Like,
get a bonus, what are we doing?
the UFC.
I mean, I think
loves
Asma
to-
Mirzakhanov deserved one. So did fight. I think you're right. Any finish, I mean, like unless it's a fucking verbal tap, like that gay fucking Voltaire Walker win over Junior Taffa. But
Yeah, but the
I mean,
UFC only really gives a shit about fighters that blow them. So
I mean, by them, do you mean Dana White
yeah,
or
or the
Hunter?
company more generally.
I mean, I don't know if that's true. I mean, yeah,
It is.
but I mean,
It
dude,
is.
they don't. It's like, honestly, though, dude, do they really like? I mean, fight. It's like the UFC doesn't make their fighters go out and kiss the ring and like promote the UFC because the UFC is already, they don't have to.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
They do. What are you talking about?
Okay, so aside from Muhammad Makayev, who who apparently is a piece of shit to deal with at all, like he screams at nutritionists and fucking like after the Manel Cop win, which was awful, him thinking that he had like the lack of self-awareness, thinking he had the crowd on his side, like, do I deserve title shot? Like guys like that aside, right? Like, I mean, like who? I mean, what do you mean? Like who's sucking the UFC off to any degree?
I don't know. You remember when Sam Alvey told people that they should what did he fucking say? He said some really stupid ass shit like signing a long contract is actually a really good thing. Like, dude, what are you talking about? Dude, they promote people that say really outlandishly nice things about them and succumb to their whims more than anybody else. Why do you think? Dude, come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, no, it happens for sure, dude. But I mean, I don't know. It does happen. I just think it's kind of, I don't know. People are fucking. I just think people bitch too much. Basically, it's it's about it's bitching about a UFC card. It's like there are Apex cards where it's like, oh, there's not enough name value, and then the card happens and there's sick fucking fights. And it's like, oh, sorry, you didn't know this dude's name earlier. It's like what's your second choice for MMA on a Saturday night? Fucking PFL, great.
It depends, man. A lot of people are like,
PFL is not an option.
But
It's never been an option.
And
so many people have been
a lot of great.
So many people have been trying to tell me KSW and this and that make way more money, now. And it's like, yeah, but you realize that out of every dollar made, in the sport. The UFC gets 90 cents or more. Like these promotions will never be on the same level. Like I don't
No,
know.
what they need is they need like somebody who's ridiculously wealthy, like like the PIF fund to come in and basically be like, it's going to be a blank check for whatever organization we're going to get behind, and then for them to
Yo, Frankie,
So
listen
you're
to
saying,
Paradox.
so what you're saying is that Seika Izawa should headline a new promotion, and then
that's exactly what I mean, I've never heard of her, but that's exactly what I'm saying. That's
You
it's
haven't?
exactly what I was
You never
pitching
heard
at,
of her?
sir.
right.
Dude, like, okay, so Isha, if you guys know, you guys know City Life Project. Isha, he was the first person to show me Black Combat, and like, I mean, there's like, he was in my stream like a couple of weeks ago or last week or whatever the fuck, like talking about like all these different promotions, and you know, he said the UFC is his 5th favorite, and like, you know, he listed off like, you know, so, like, you know, so many great ones. It's just like, you know, the access to that shit isn't there, and it's like, you know, I mean, I
Yeah,
like
but
the
Isha
I
is
like
also
the
like the hardest of hardcore fight junkies.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that man
he
pays
is.
$20
well,
a month
yeah,
for
of
Deep
course.
MMA.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess so, but like, you know, I mean, I
That
think
level
though
that
that
level of
like,
commitment takes a different source. Like you'd be hard pressed to
Yeah,
find
but
anyone who watches as
and
much
even
as
if
he does.
it's his 5th favorite promotion, like my argument is like it doesn't fucking matter because the UFC is a monopoly. Like wake up.
I mean, yeah,
It
but
is.
like, but there's something to be said for that when, you know, it like that doesn't mean that like the highest caliber of fighters aren't in the UFC with definite exceptions. Like, I mean, Rainier de Ritter going to the UFC was great. I wish, you know.
Yeah, but the UFC has at any given time at least 80 to 90% of the top fighters in the world.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, I mean, like, you know, as with, like I said, with very few exceptions, they definitely exist, but like the goal for any MMA fighter who's climbing, you know, to the top of whatever promotion is to go to the UFC. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
that's undeniable.
right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so what that means is that, like, you know, it's like it's a monopoly for, you know, it became a monopoly for a reason, you know. And being a monopoly, yeah, there's gonna be the negative aspects of that, but
When
you
has a
know,
monopoly ever delivered a better product over time?
exactly.
No, you're 100% right. It's
Exactly.
it's like with professional wrestling. Yeah, I mean, I think it's for little kids. Yeah, but I'm gonna bring it up as like
Like Hank the Tank.
I'll bring it up as like an example. Yeah, because it was like when, you know, during the best era when like you had WCW doing really well and you had ECW doing really well and WWE doing really well at the same
I
time.
don't know.
It was amazing.
God.
It was unbelievable, is what I'm saying. And then when WWE eventually killed them both off, it fell off a fucking cliff. And it's the same thing. You need competition to push competition forward, to make things, to have that hunger. And right now, the reason why the UFC is getting shit now is because they don't really have to try anymore. They've got enough people, enough dumbasses like us who will tune in every fucking week
Literally.
and talk about it, that they don't even need to bother anymore.
Bother with what though, Frankie? Like, I mean,
trying.
Let's give a quick by the way, PTSD, let me give a quick shout out to you. I really enjoyed your takes. If you're not subscribed to PTSD
yo,
MMA,
his channel is dope.
get
by the
over
way,
there.
PTSD.
If somebody
His
else can
channel's
do another
dope.
link for PTSD MMA, I'll definitely have you back on anytime, mate. If you can give us a shout on, like, I'm on Twitter, Bad MMA
Yeah.
Math. We'll
He
make
never
sure we
replies
get
on
you
Twitter,
onto. I never that's true. I do never reply on Twitter.
Yo, if PTSD, do you have here? I got my Instagram in the chat. Here, I'll put my Instagram in the chat. Like, if you DM me, bro, like I'll go live later. You should come on.
Yeah, if we can get, we'll get you in the fold at some point, because I think you're
Yeah.
you add a nice dimension to things. So thanks for taking the
he
time
also
to jump on.
I looked at his channel the other day. He's dope.
Or one thing we're kind of known for doing around, and also obviously subscribe to Combat Casual as well. I mean, what we doing?
Yeah, subscribe to Idaho.
Let's get a link for Idaho's channel in here as well, because it's
yeah.
Don't link my
yeah,
burner
this has been
account.
good.
Yeah, link his burner account. Don't
I appreciate you calling me out on the Twitter thing as well, because it is disgraceful business. It's like I do need to sort my shit out.
I deleted my Twitter, Frankie. You should You should do it. It's good for the soul.
No, I just you know, I'm glad you finally had me on the show because we've been talking about it.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing it for a while.
I want to get you on my show because I want you to do MMA trivia. I want you to do MMA nerd.
Yeah,
And the thing is, to be fair, with MMA trivia, I don't know how yet, but I've been killing it in Bodak's quizzes.
Bro, Frankie,
I've been on
ass,
2
Frankie.
now.
I came in. Oh my god!
I absolutely fucked Gio in the ass twice, just while he brings that
hard
up.
to do.
Before that, bro. The week before that, I tied Betty for second. Thal got the teapot cheating his ass off.
So your response is I got 2 of the 2 silver medals. Is your response to me?
No, my
what
response.
the fuck is wrong with you?
No, motherfucker, I have a teapot from an
Bruv,
MMA
I
quiz,
destroyed
son.
you by like 50 points.
Frankie,
Pipe down,
alright.
Junior. You were giving it really big talk.
Let me tell you
You were
something.
giving it big talk, and I bent you over.
Frankie,
You weren't even in the conversation.
I had Gio on MMA
Oh my
Nerd
god.
the other week, okay, and he got obliterated by my homie Big Red, who's still trying to face off against No Chill.
What happened?
Here's the thing, Idaho.
What happened?
My
after that,
MMA
though?
knowledge, is dog shit. I've never claimed to be very good with,
Yeah,
and I
Frank,
obliterated
Frankie,
this
you got it.
fraud.
Frankie.
No,
First
listen.
of all, you didn't.
Frankie, you'll enjoy this.
First of all,
Hold on,
didn't win.
Gio, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
I have
and you
terrible.
got a
I
fluke
might
victory.
have
I
early
have a
onset
win in the
dementia, and
fucking
I bent this
MMA
fucker
quiz.
over.
So he got obliterated by my homie Big Red, right? And then he demanded that someone from the chat hop on and do another game. So he just picked some random bum out of the crowd.
No, it was CSP promoter, and he
It
was fucking dude. It was CSP promoter, and he was fucking. He was like, "Yo, let me come on and smoke Gio next." And it's like, yeah, not gonna happen, bro. Big Red's an animal, though, for sure.
I know, dude. I asked one of my questions. One of my questions was, how many losses does Jay Ellis have? And he nailed it. I was like, how did he know Jay Ellis has 119 losses? Like, what?
Yeah, some people are just freaks like that. I'm not like that at all. I mean, some of the questions I got wrong was embarrassing. It was like, how did I not know that Kevin Holland was chasing a mugger down the road with a fucking coffee cup? I mean, how did I not know that? Like, it's fucking.
Well, Frankie. Well, a second ago you were talking about bending me over a desk, but I actually have a teapot. I have a.
That's in his head now. You can see that's in his head. You've got me bending you over a desk in your mind right now, and you can't shake it off.
Bro, you put it's.
Don't worry, Gio. I'm very gentle. Don't worry. Don't be scared.
Dude, there's no way. The way that you grind your teeth when you talk about how you hate WMMA, there's no way that there's no way that you're not sexually violent, like off air.
Wow. Well, like I said, just go down to Thailand and ask the lady boys on Cowboy 9 if Frankie's gentle or not.
I'm joking. Frankie's gentle. I've been told.
I'm very gentle.
It's been independently confirmed.
I'm a gentleman. How do we get here? Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, really quick. Jesus. Fucking,
that was kind of my fault. Yeah, if we could have we got a link for Yeah,
I DM'd Costa the link.
No, for PTSD MMA, because I've literally got to shoot off pretty soon because I've got work in the morning, and I've still got mountains of paperwork to go through before I go to bed.
Yeah, but
we'll hang out for a couple more minutes.
Yo, click the link, Frank. It's cinema, says Paradox. Hit Paradox's fucking link.
I feel nervous that he's starting the conversation with "It's not a trap."
No. Just no. Because Betty said he sent.
That's a very suspicious thing to say at any moment.
Paradox had to deny it because Betty said he sends the trap. Just click it.
All right, hang on a second. Let me just
do it. Dive in.
I've got to open my own channel here. Wait a sec. Where is Paradox? Hang on. Do you want me to share it? Yeah, is that the point? It's the road to the Chad Olympics. Let's
This is Paradox is
let's share immediately.
It's Paradox is embedded.
His first hype video for that genuinely made me nearly choke on my fucking breakfast the other day. So shout out to Paradox.
Dude, it's gonna be the most violent.
Paradox, the Chad, and it is Chad Olympics season right now, and I have to decide the matchups, okay? And I did this by going on to spinthewheel.com. So here we are with the matchups for episode 1. They're kind of crazy. I was not expecting these results, but anyway, it's time to preview the thing. In our first fight, we have the one and only MMA Musical taking on City Life Project. We've got a Canadian versus a homeless man, and this is going to be an absolute barn burner. Musical weighs about 300 pounds, coming in at like 5'11". City Life Project weighs about 40 pounds, coming in at a height, you know what I'm saying? But that was the very first matchup on Chad Olympics episode 1, the first conference, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, there's 4 matchups to get through, so let me let you know the fucking next 3 became fucking Curtis Blades for a second there. The next matchup following Musical versus City Life Project is the one and only Crossover MMA, the only black MMA YouTuber, and he will be taking on the one and only Dougie's Corner, the only Australian YouTuber. And furthermore, yeah, what a great fight that is. Like Crossover, he's what, like 6'10" or something. He's from Alabama. He's best friends with Deontay Wilder. Dougie's Corner, he's Australian. He likes Vegemite and long walks on the beach, you know what I'm saying? So that's a banging fight, absolute barn burn. I can't wait for that one. That's the second fight on Chad Olympics episode episode 1 or whatever. Now this kind of exploded my brain, yeah, because the third fight taking place on Chad Olympics episode 1.
Oh God.
You know what's coming.
I know what's coming.
I knew about this. And, it was so hard for me
I
not to
spun the
leak
wheel
this.
and it completely randomly decided this year, but it's going to be Idaho Skatesman.
How many
versus
times did he have to
Hank's
spin this to get
Warzone,
this?
okay?
No,
Idaho
he
fight
actually,
or whatever.
dude, he swears
No,
he
there's-
fucking.
There's a lot
dude,
of
he sent this. It was so hard for me not to leak this.
the chances of this happening are kind of crazy. There's a lot of pre-build up, so I don't even need to really promote this fight. But that is the third fight on Chad Olympics episode 1.
It's got to be the main event,
Hope you're
really.
looking forward to it, because we've got a fucking certified hood classic on the very first episode, and it's one of the first fights. It's the third fight, so yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Dude, it's fate. It's fate.
And the fourth fight on Chad Olympics episode
Better not be me.
fucking 1 is none other than Brutally Honest MMA, and he is going to be taking on none other than Sniff. So we've got Sniff, everyone's favorite black supremacist, versus Brutally Honest MMA, everybody's favorite geezer, you know what I'm saying, everybody's favorite person from Stoke, innit? Because people don't seem to have many favorite people that come from Stoke, so I guess he's everyone's favorite. But yeah, that is the fourth fight. So if you know how numbers work, the people from the first fight, whoever wins fights the person from the second fight, whoever wins, and then, you know, vice versa, the people from the third fight, whoever wins fights the people from the fourth fight, and then the final winners fight, and that is the episode 1 Chad Olympics winner. That is the conference winner. And if you win your fight, you win your first fight, fucking, I'm disabled. You know what? That's the end of the video. Subscribe for more. Subscribe for Chad Olympics coming very soon.
It's a City Life Project. Oh, Isha, you little skinny fucking Rigo wannabe.
Oh my
cunt.
God.
You think you can take me on? I'm 41. I'm fat as a pig. And I ain't fucking out and about streaming the Romanian regionals like a fucking regionals nonce. You see you, Isha? I'm gonna fucking bite your fucking nose off. You'll step up to me. I'll fucking bite your fucking nose off. You stupid fucking Regal looking cunt, man. Look at the fucking state of you with your 12 fucking live viewers streaming fucking regional events. Stupid fucking skinny spastic. I'll fucking bite your fucking ass off.
Music.
Well, if that doesn't get you hyped, I don't know what will.
There's a lot to unpack there.
There's a lot to unpack.
No, there's. I mean, I think it speaks for itself, dude. Dude, link Paradox's channel. Paradox is a fucking.
Yeah, we
G.
need to get. And Paradox was an absolute superstar on the last watch along as well. He was fucking hilarious.
Dude, Paradox, unironically, Paradox is like, I'm gonna call this right now. Paradox is the best MMA YouTuber. I'm so happy I gave him the login for my Adobe suite because like he's gonna make some fucking dope shit.
How did you manage to make this about yourself, man? What the fuck?
right?
I said that.
You absolute fuck.
How did Giuliano manage to do what he does every single
dude,
time?
I have to slide something in, bro. But no, seriously,
we need like a Giuliano counter in the corner of like every time he manages to self-glaze from absolute nowhere.
Always, dude.
One thing I will say is I've met Isha in person.
Dude, I'm
and he looks
about
like
to. I'm about to. Yeah, is he?
See,
cool?
that's
Is he
two.
nice,
That's
man?
two.
That's two. That's two in. That's 2 in 20 seconds.
No. I'm.
But I have also
asking
met
you.
him.
No,
I am also the one
met
that has met him.
I'm meeting him tomorrow night, probably. Because
That's
I'm
sick. That's
going to Minneapolis. Like,
But what I was gonna say is,
He's a good lad.
yeah, he is,
Is
but
he?
he looks like a skinny motherfucker on stream. Dude, that dude is stocky as hell. But one thing I will say is, like, I'm a short guy. I'm like 5'6", and Isha is like about the same height as me. So,
oh really?
There's gonna be a size.
So Isha's like. So I'm gonna be like thrown off by like Isha's physicality. Like he's just gonna be like Drew Dober looking.
Dude, he's jacked. Like he's a stocky motherfucker. Like straight up.
And he's like short inside.
He's like always wearing a sweater though, so like you can't.
Yeah, he
like,
always on stream. He always looks like he'd be like tallish and skinny. Yeah.
right.
What's he? I mean, what does he like to? Is he like? Does he drink? Is he cool to hang out with and shit? I mean, I'm sure he is. But...
He's a solid dude.
He seems like he's into his brews and stuff as well. I know that. So.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he seems like he'd be, and in terms of talking MMA, I don't think there's somebody you could. I think you could talk your ear off all night just on what he knows.
All right, perhaps me and Isha at the bar in Minneapolis tomorrow night stream. Maybe.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
But
I want to say I'm gonna head off in a second now. I just want to say thank you to you both. If you could again, if you could subscribe to Idaho. I don't know if we can get the link up in here again.
Combat Casual, unsubscribe.
Combat Casual.
Shout out to Paradox.
No, this has been a fun one. It was nice having an additional guest on as well. We've definitely got to do this more because I feel like this was exactly what I wanted, like from us speaking privately and stuff. I wanted to get like very much back on track in terms of talking about what we're here for. So this was a really nice
bro.
Nice way of doing that. I'm glad that I dragged myself on because like Monday's fucking death for me, man. You know, after you've had the weekend, you go back to work the first day and you're just like, fuck me, and then everything's piled up.
I got a fucking 6 a.m. flight tomorrow. I haven't packed shit, and I have fucking.
This is not about you, Giuliano. This is about my channel. My channel, Giuliano.
Oh, dude, I love doing it, Frankie. I love doing it to you, though. You're so easy, man. I didn't think you would get that one. I thought you would take. I was like, let me see if Frankie takes this. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, Giuliano gets. Giuliano's just relating.
I'm just fucking around.
No, that was 3.
It's all bad. It's all bad.
No,
but I appreciate having both of you on. Maybe we could do like reserve a day every week where we could do like, because I think the chat had a good time. I've certainly enjoyed this. It makes sense to do it on like a Monday or Tuesday. Maybe we can maybe we can reserve a slot every week to
sure, man.
And just make it a regular thing. I'd like to have PTSD MMA on as well. I enjoyed his microphone.
He's dope.
I feel like he could have cooked pretty nicely if he didn't have those issues, and he managed to still.
Yeah. He should be around more. He's like, I found out about him like a few days ago and watched some of his shit. He's really good.
It'd be good. It'd be good to have him on again.
I'm gonna hop out as well.
I think Paradox is about to go live as well. So if that's the
is he?
I think he is. He just mentioned it. Paradox, if you're going live now, if we could all let me see if he's actually gone on. Paradox, are you going live any second?
Here, let me just fucking message him and see.
Maybe we can hang out for a couple of extra seconds.
We should. We should definitely rage Oh shit, yo, Klaus said he's been backstage, dude.
No, he's not.
But oh, he isn't. Fuck.
No, he's not.
Doesn't matter. Oh wait, no, that was Idaho that messaged me that. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what happened to
Yeah,
Klaus.
you didn't. You
Yeah,
didn't hop
Klaus
in.
MMA.
I usually
Klaus
get like a
MMA
little
died.
beep.
Yeah, Klaus MMA. I guess he's dead, bro. I guess something happened. And he died.
Florida.
It happens.
Florida.
But there's
Let me
always
see.
an opportunity. Oh, Paradox is live now. All right, let's link
All
Paradox's.
right, cool. Yeah. All right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
raid Paradox.
subscribe to Combat Casual as well.
Yeah. I mean, subscribe to me if you want to. I said unsubscribe for me if you want to as well.
we knew you didn't mean that. That was never an option.
No, it's an option.
That was never
People
gonna
can do
happen.
All right, boys. I'm out. Thank you, Frankie. See you.
Nice one, brother. Thanks for stopping by. We'll set something up for next week as well.
Just get at me, man. I'm down.
Sweet, brother. I appreciate that. Take it easy.
Yo,
Let's
Benny,
find
the
Paradox's
cooking
live
gives
link quickly. Paradox
link
says he's
that
live
shit.
now. I can't see it.
Let me see.
Oh, it does say he's live. Hang on. Oh no, wait. I don't know why I can't see. Oh, here we go. It's Untoxicated MMA stream. Let's get this up right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks again, Giuliano, for coming in and
Yeah, no doubt, dude. No doubt. How
impressing me to get on, because I wouldn't have done it tonight if I didn't get the motivation, because Monday sucks
for
for me.
sure. I mean, dude, it's like it's like I feel, dude, I don't mind the all American and all British streams, like the duality.
Yeah, it's not, the thing is, like I'm very much like nervous about like getting into a rhythm with things, having things the same way every week as well, because it's like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, like I said,
random
there's like I want to say that to everyone here. It's like I think our relationship has remained really good. And there was no politicking involved in terms of choices made about Sunday streaming and stuff. It was just, it's something that, in terms of, I speak to those guys on a regular, and they are like UK streamers, same as me, and we're able to kind of coordinate a little bit better how we're going to flow from one stream into the next.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone who's talking shit around the side of that can suck my dick if you can find it. Bring your fucking microscopes, boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
But
yeah, there's no there's no politics. Yeah, I hate the but
yeah, I think we're getting to the stage now where the community is getting back to where it's going. And like I said, bringing guys like Idaho
Like,
in regularly, and
Idaho is dope, dude.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah, and also dude, there's Klaus is on the come up too, and
yeah, we need to give him a shout as well.
Same with PTSD MMA. People need to look at that.
Yeah, people need to check him out. Like I said, when something like Combat Casual's on, like I think 125 at the moment, he should have way more than that. And it sounds like this PTSD guy is gonna take off as well.
Yeah, he needs this. I mean, crossover can't be the only black dude in the fucking community. It's like, I mean, we've got Making the Walk as well. He's got a very good channel as well. Yeah, true, and Sniff. But,
Sniff definitely counts as well.
Yeah. Oh, he counts. He fucking counts.
He fucking counts.
Don't let him lie to you.
But yeah, shout out again, bro. I'm gonna fuck off to bed now. Thanks to everyone in the chat who's contributed as always. Yeah, thanks to everyone. Thanks to everyone in the stream who contributed as always. Like, so shout out to Giuliano, shout out to Idaho, and to PTSD MMA, and shout out to Kloss, even though he didn't make it today. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. I'll probably be back again on Wednesday. But we'll definitely do something before the card. I don't know if I'm going to do a watch along this weekend, because that last one was hard. But yeah, I appreciate all of you. We'll maybe get something going if we can get a panel going. But again, love all you guys. Keep supporting the community, and well done to the chat as well for keeping things nice and friendly. This is what we like to see up in here. Yeah, I'll catch you all later on in the week. Have a great one. Have a great Monday. Much love to everyone. Take it easy, boys and girls. Head over to Paradox, the Chad, and look out for the Chad Olympics.